Okay, here we are for the Mrcc cabling job, security job. They have a fob at the front door that needs to be moved. Half their office is being subdivided. So their existing cable room or server room is in the back. And this is going to be their new server room. So they're going to need a fob mount on the wall here, a little connection. And this is their security room right here. So we have to run cameras and the security system into this room. And I'll go over that in a second. Another company's going to be running all the cables into here as well. So around back here, this is the office. You can see here, this is the new wall dividing the two offices. And a lot of space up here in the ceiling. And the cable, I believe the cabling company is going to be using the existing cables, but we won't have anything to do with that. Here in the server room, we've got this security system right here. The security system needs to be taken off this wall and mounted on the wall in the other room. And you can do so. There's not going to be a board on the wall, but there will be, so you'll need some, and I'll provide these screws with some plastic things to put, anchors to put in the wall. So essentially, this has got 4 different sensors right here. These are 4 different cables that go to these 4 different connections. And then there's power. And this other line is power. So this is your data line, and this is your power line. And the power line comes from these. They have 4 different power cables. One down there, one here. Oh, there actually looks like 3 of them. So all those things is the power. It goes to here. And then this one goes to that one. And this third one powers the well, the third one powers all these lines for the terminals. It's the red and white. So not a big deal. You could probably just, although I would label which ones go to what, because they may have different voltages or amperages. I'm not really sure. But you could also just cut like these wires right here and twist tie them again to connect them back up again. And maybe you want to do that, but just match them up so you know what goes to what. Especially for this one, it would be easier just to cut these 2 wires and then get some wiring nuts, which I'll give to you. And then that's to free these transformers. And you need these transformers in the other office. And these wires right here, the power, so you get a power line here, and then these data lines. And you could probably just take a picture of the color scheme and mount them back up. And then up in the ceiling, you're not going to have to go very far, because all there's going to be is 1 fob for the front door and 1 fob for the server room. So you're only going to have like 2 20-foot cables. Actually, the fob for the server room, for the main office, you can probably just grab 20 feet or 30 feet of it in the ceiling and reroute it to that new room up front. And then you can just grab like 20 feet of cable from the ceiling, or maybe even that cable right there, and take a portion of it and hook it up for the fob on the wall and just reroute it back into here. So don't worry about taking all these cables and using these cables. All you're going to need is enough from the front door to be rerouted to the front room, and then enough for the sensor. As a matter of fact, actually, you can take this fob right here and pull the cable down the wall and just use that cable. That's actually what I would do. I would just use the cable for the one that's go to the current server room and the one from the front room, and just cut these cables right up here for the power as well as the data. So you're only going to have 2 data going into here. Out of this, you've got this one cable here, which goes to a USB port on this computer right here. And so this cable right here This is the security system. This computer needs to be moved over to the up to the front room and plugged in. This is on the network, but I don't think it needs to be on the network to work. I think it just gets all the information from this computer, but I could be wrong on that. The guy who did the security system, he died like 6 months ago, so I don't know the answer on that. But they are okay if it doesn't work for a couple days. So you just need to move that computer over, move this thing over, mount it on the wall, and I do see the ground up there. I don't know what you're going to do about the ground. That's a good question. Hopefully they'll provide the ground. Also, there's a TV for a coax cable. You're going to need to run the coax from a TV that Anil will tell you about, and just run that to that server room as well up front. For the video system, there's 4 cameras. Only the 3 in their current section need to be rerouted, and they're pretty easily identifiable in the ceiling, and you'll need to pull those back. And then you see it on the back here. You just plug those in, just reroute those cables to that other room and move the DVR over there as well. So you're just going to pull the cables back. There's one cable that's really short, but that's in this area anyhow, and it's not going to be needed to go over to the new room. So that's about it. All this other stuff, they've got a cabling company and an IT company to do the rest of it. So that's all we need to do is move the video camera over and pull those cables back and reroute them. And this box right here, and that, which is that computer as well. And Comcast will be coming in there at some point to move over the cable modem.